Hello everyone, my name's Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. And if you're new here, welcome for the first time. And tonight, we're going to first do a little bit of a special announcement. And then I'm going to talk about a handful of books that I think would make great movies. Stay tuned. Okay everyone, so first off an announcement. In 2 nights time, on Sunday night the 27th, 7 PM South African time, you'll have to work that out yourselves, our book club Fright Night. And that is Kritx from Kritx Reads and myself. We're going to be having our first live video together and we're going to be talking about our October read, which is Clowns versus Spiders. And it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Come and join in the fun, makeup, put some clown makeup on, do some spider stuff. That should be a lot of fun. And I should be posting the thing soon, the thumbnail. And so let me know what you think about that, whether you're going to join in the fun. It should be great. Talking about clowns versus spiders. Oh, and I forgot to say, please visit our Discord down in the link below. You can join in the fun. And also, it's not too late. Clowns versus Spiders is kind of a quick read, so you can get it on Kindle Unlimited and join in the fun. It's a crazy book, beautiful blend of horror and humor. But we're going to talk about it during our live, so join in. Be one of us. Okay, before we get on to the list, I was inspired, motivated to do this video because I watched a video about 3-4 months ago by Nikhil from Esteem, who did a similar video of book to movie adaptations. And I've got to give him credit. So it's kind of a response to his video. And one of the books that he mentioned in his video is my favorite book of all time, which is Swan Song. I'm not including it here. But what I am going to include is Nikhil's awesome channel down below, as well as a video where he talked about book to movie adaptations. And that's a kind of a passion of his, because he's also a composer for movies. As well as a booktuber, so check out his channel. Now I've read 5 Robert McCammon books, and Swan Song is definitely my favourite, but I was thinking of another book for number 1 as a book that could or should be made into a movie, and that is mine. Now for all of these there's a problem. A lot of book adaptations into movies turn out kind of crap. In fact, the majority of them do. Why is that? Because they don't pay attention to certain things, like characters, like character motivation, like looking at the themes of the novel, actually reading the frickin' book properly and understanding what is the heart and soul of the novel. They just sometimes don't translate well, and I think sometimes it's just lazy in terms of print to screen. But this book should make a very good movie. That is mine. And I'll tell you why. It's kind of a thriller stroke horror. Very, very dark, but it's very fast paced. And it's about basically this absolutely crazy psychopathic woman. In the 60s she used to kill people, kind of a hippie, listens to the Doors and takes drugs and insane, and she captures a child. She kidnaps a child. It's hers. Basically takes it from the mother's arms when it's born. And the mother's not going to give up The mother will not let up without a fight and pursues this woman. And it kind of reminds me of this Richard Matheson duel, I think it's duel, on steroids, serious steroids. It's very fast paced, it's very tense, and it's very, very dark. It's a body count. And yeah, there's parts of the book, I have to agree. I have to say there's parts of the book where it dragged a little bit in the middle for me. But the last 150 pages was just sheer terror. And I think this could be turned into an incredible film, but you've got to pay attention to the characters. And in particular with this antagonist, Mary, Terror, as her friends call her. And believe me, that woman from Misery doesn't hold it. She is freaking terrifying, and she's horrifying, and she'll kill anyone who gets in her way. So yeah, this could be a really, really good movie, and that is Mine by Robert McCammon. Okay, the second book is Gone to See the Riverman by Christopher Triana. I just think this book will shine as a movie because of its gorgeous horror imagery, its rich atmosphere, its setting, and it is just a freaking amazing story, to be honest. Even though it's kind of extreme, I think if it's in the right hands, it could turn into an awesome movie. And yeah, it's about a woman that's obsessed with a serial killer. It kind of makes Hannibal Lecter look kind of tame. And it's this guy that murders women, brutally rips them to pieces completely. And she's obsessed, she's in love. And she agrees to do a favor, where she has to retrieve a key from a chest in a cabin in the woods, and then go along the river to find this mysterious figure called the Riverman. Now, when I read extreme horror, I expect a lot of blood and gore and just gratuitous stuff. This book was different. This book just so much atmosphere and story. And yes, there is blood and gore. Yes, it's disturbing, but not in the ways you might think. And yeah, I just think this could make an incredible horror novel in the right hands. But it's got to be the right hands, of course. So that is Gone to See the Riverman. Okay, the third book for me is kind of a no-brainer, and I'm surprised it hasn't been made into a movie already. Maybe it has. Let me know if it has. And that is A Haunted Forest Tour by James A. Moore and Jeff Strand. Now yeah, it's a bit gory, but really, it's about this forest that just suddenly appears under this town, grows under this town. And in this forest are lots and lots of monsters. They kind of eat everyone in the town, destroy the town, and then you fast forward a little bit. And people decide to make that forest, with all the monsters inside the forest, a tourist attraction. What could possibly go wrong, right? So yeah, it is insanely fun, it's insanely gory, it's fast paced. Without giving any spoilers away, I'm just going to say if they can make a movie like Cabin in the Woods, then they can make this movie. Make it happen. It's Jeff Strand is growing on me because it's just, well, clowns versus spiders, right? I mentioned at the beginning of the video. That could make awesome movie too. It's just so much fun. And yes, the kills are so creative, and the characters are hilarious and stupid, and it's silly. But in the hands of a good director, I'm not sure if it's a director or producer, whatever, this could be a fun film, right? Just pack the tourists in and go into the forest. See what possibly could go wrong. Okay, next up we have another fast-paced horror tale. That's Maggies Grave by David Sodergren. Now David Sodergren himself admits that he likes to write as if he's writing a B movie, kind of gory, gore-soaked, blood-soaked book, right? Yeah, so it's fast-paced, there's a lot of stuff happening, and this book reads exactly like that. It's insane, and it's awesome. And it's basically set in a small Scottish town, at the beginning of the book, it's kind of a kick in the gut. This woman is accused of witchcraft and she's pregnant. And I'm not giving too much away because it's right at the beginning of the book. And yeah, she's people coming to her cottage in the village. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you what they do to the baby, but let's just say it's not good. And fast forward, and you've got like kind of a dead town, the same Scottish town. And the only thing that's worth looking at is a grave up on top of the mountain, overshadowing this village. And on the grave it says, "Here lies," I'm going to read this, "Here lies Maggie Wall, buried here as a witch. But sometimes the dead don't stay buried, especially when they have unfinished business." And in this particular book, yes, she has unfinished business. I'm not going to say anything else. That's just a perfect horror movie. You've got a dead town with bored teenagers, go sightseeing in the town, and a bit of alcohol, loose morals. And yeah. Okay, one thing I have to admit with this book is that there are some scenes that might not make it from the writing to the visual because they're just too freaking graphic. Maybe, if you've got a creative director, you can do something there, but there's this one scene that is burned in my mind in this book, and I kind of doubt that, yeah, it would make a movie. Yeah, and those that have read the book, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm not going to give any spoilers away. But that's Maggies Grave. Okay, and we come to our fifth and final book, and that is Amulet by Michael McDowell. Now, before I carry on, you should know that Michael McDowell is a screenwriter for A Nightmare Before Christmas, as well as the original Beetlejuice. Bet you didn't know that. And also, he wrote Cold Moon Over Babylon, which was made into either a movie or series that didn't go down too well. I think it went, I checked on Rotten Tomatoes, it went down well with the critics, but not with the audience. And that's sad, because he's a master of the Southern Gothic style of writing. Just kind of getting into the setting and the heat and the characters and the violence and these characters that are kind of immoral, and just the chaos of that kind of, that mood and that tone. And yeah, I could have chosen The Elementals, which might have been a better choice. It's probably his most popular novel. And I'm yet to read Blackwater, which has been made a series. And yeah, I'm excited to read that. But I'm going anyway with The Amulet because it's his first book. And yeah, it's about a cursed object. And it's about this object and the effect it has on the people in this small town, and it drives these people kind of crazy, and it's about revenge, and the body count rises, and you get attached to characters and see people turning on each other. It's brilliant. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Stephen King, Needful Things, that kind of scenario of what's inside of people and bringing out the worst in people. But I think it would make a brilliant movie. Yeah, and that's Amulet. Okay, Ryan, so that's my choice of books that could or should make great movies, horror movies. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the spaces below. What did you add to that? I might like to do another episode one day of some other books as well. Some other horror novels that would make excellent movies. Let me know what you think down in the spaces below. But until next time, take care of yourselves, keep those pages turning, and cheers.